Welcome, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I'm Ali Doll. This is my channel. Today we're talking about 5 alternative bands from the mid-2000s that often get forgotten. Let's do it. Alright, we're going to start this list out just like I start all my others. Number 5. Number 5 is a band that started in 2001 and they come from New Jersey. They are Senses Fail. Alright, that was their song Can't Be Saved. Senses Fail, the band from they were a band from Jersey. They had a couple of songs on Guitar Hero whenever that was a big thing in the mid-2000s. Can't Be Saved was really big. Calling All Cars, I remember, was just hitting it. And then from the album before, Buried Alive was a fantastic song. Just like most bands in that era, they struggled to keep up as the genre progressed into the 2010s scene band metalcore era. But they're still around today touring. But anyways, guys, that was number 5. Number 4 is actually kind of came up about 4 years after Senses Fail did, and it's Craig Owens' band, the Chiodos. Chiodos, a band from Michigan, had 2 great albums, All's Well That Ends Well and The Bone Palace Ballet. They're kind of known for their zany song titles, like You Wouldn't Last a Minute on the Creek. There's a whole bunch of them, and my mind's drawing a blank right now. But great post-hardcore band, a very interesting vocalist. Highly recommend for number 4. Alright, guys, let's talk about number 3. It actually comes from kind of a pop punk band from about 2003. Number 3 is Amber Pacific.
Thinking of the words to say, I'd like to think that this was fake. Reference to a song you love, spell confusion with the...
Alright guys, Amber Pacific came from Federal Way, Washington, which is pretty close to where I lived for a while, which is awesome. I love that area. They're a pop punk band. They had 2 albums. Oh, I think they actually had 3 albums. But the album I was really familiar with was The Possibilities and The Promise. They toured Warped Tour a couple of times. As I said, their first album was really great. And I feel like they're forgotten when we talk about those alternative bands from that era. So if you haven't heard them, go check them out. Now it's time to talk about number 2, Matchbook Romance.
It's come between you and me. Look right through me, and I'll let it go. I can't help this feeling anymore.
Alright guys, Matchbook Romance was a band that came from New York. Post-hardcore band, emo band. They put out 2 albums and a split album. I don't know much about the split album. I believe it was from first to last on one of those like samples. But the second album was Stories and Alibis, and it's so good. I got introduced to them on that album. It's where they had Promise, which was oof, I love that song. Promise is great. Tiger Lily was good, and then they put out this album with Monsters on it, and they got up on Rock Band, I believe, Rock Band Guitar Hero. And just like other bands who got on there, they really kind of made their name there. They did the Warped Tour, they did Taste of Chaos. They were just fantastic. Actually, they might have not done Taste of Chaos, but I'm pretty sure they did. But yeah, so number 2, Matchbook Romance. Number 1 is one of my all-time favorite bands, and I just read a week ago that they were about to go on a reunion tour. Number 1 is Armor for Sleep. Alright guys, Armor for Sleep is a band that comes from New Jersey. They put out 3 studio albums, Dream to Make Believe, What to Do When You're Dead, and Smile for Them. I don't know much about Smile for Them. I listened to it a little bit, but I do I have really good memories. What to Do When You're Dead, which was a concept album, and Car Underwater, the song I just played, is actually the leading track from that album. They ended up going on Project Revolution. I'm not sure if they did Rock Band, but I know they did Warp Tour and stuff like that. And all those things, Warp Tour, Rock Band, these were things that in that era that was a part of being successful as a band. Armor for Sleep was on like all my MySpace playlists whenever we had MySpace playlists back in those days, and so they were fantastic. And as I said, they're getting back together. It looks like they're going to tour, maybe do a new album. Who knows? That would be amazing. But yeah, number one, Armor for Sleep. Alright, guys, that's my video. That's my list for 5 forgotten bands from that era that don't get the credit they deserve. However, I'm going to title this. Um, Once again, I appreciate all y'all who come to watch these. If you enjoy the video, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell, do all those things that we've done for the last 10 years on YouTube to make sure we stay in contact with our content creators that we enjoy. And as always, I'm Alley Doll. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, and be nice in my comments. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.